In the name of Allah Almighty, the most beneficent and the most merciful. It is lecture number 9, and today our topic of discussion is Ode on Aggression Urn by John Keats, and it is a poem in which we will discuss a vase that belongs to a Greece basically. And urn is called as vase, and Grecian is from Greece, and ode is a kind of poem which can be sung. All right, so that is what is called ode on a Grecian urn, means song on the vase that is from Greece. Okay, so here we have the lecture outline, and first of all, I would like to introduce the John Keats. Then there's introduction of ode on a Grecian urn, this poem. There's text of the poem. I'll explain the verses from the poem, critical analysis of the poem. Then there are themes of the poem, and at the end there is conclusion of this lecture. Alright, starting with the introduction of John Keats. John Keats was born in London on 31st October 1795 to Thomas Keats and his wife, Frances Jennings. So he was the son of Thomas Keats and Frances Jennings. He was the eldest of 4 surviving children. His father first worked as a hostler at the stables attached to the Swan and Hope Inn. The hostler means the one who takes care of the horses, and stables is a place where horses are kept. So his father was a hostler at the restaurant, or you can say it is a kind of resting place in are like the roadside restaurants. So there he used to work, and his father had such kind of job. An establishment he later managed, and where the growing family lived for some years. Keats coined the term negative capability in a letter he wrote to his brothers George and Tom in 1817. Negative capabilities means to free yourself from the harsh realities of life and feeling, and that nothing unwanted circumstances exist, like unwanted circumstances like the problems, the situations around the surroundings. For instance, at that time there was French Revolution. After the French Revolution, the condition in the Europe was not good, and also the condition of the Keats' life was also not good. That is why he coined this term negative capability, and he just believed that these severe circumstances do not exist. John Keats, one of England's most famous poets, died early in 1820s of tuberculosis at the age of 25. So he died of tuberculosis, which we also known as TB, and he was just 25 years old when he died, after traveling to Italy in search of a better climate to help cure him of the disease. So he wanted himself to get cured. That is why he traveled to the Italy, but he could not survive. Okay, so here we have the poem introduction of Ode on a Grecian Urn poem. So this poem is written by English romantic poet John Keats in May 1819, first published anonymously in Annals of the Finn. Anonymously means without the name of the author, when the author did not reveal his identity, that is what is called anonymous. So first it was published in 1819. In 5 stanzas of 10 lines each, the poet addresses an ancient Grecian urn, describing and discoursing upon the images depicted on it. So let me describe this Grecian urn. There was a vase that belonged to the Greece, and on it there was a Greek pastoral life that was carved, that was engraved on it, and that life depicted. There were many men and women. There was a lover as well, and there were some people who were going to the altar. Altar means a place where animals are sacrificed. So there were people who were going there. So there are a lot of questions that Keats asked, that what type of movements are they, that what does the lover want to say to his lover, and why these men are moving towards some particular place. So these are the questions. There's a Greek pastoral, village life is described on the vase. Alright, so there are 5 stanzas in the poem, and each stanza is of 10 lines. In particular, he reflects upon 2 scenes. There are 2 scenes, as I already told you, that one in which a lover pursues his beloved, and another where villagers and a priest gather to perform a sacrifice. There are 2 types of scenes there. The poet concludes that the urn will say to future generations of mankind, beauty is truth, truth, beauty. That is all you know on earth, and all you need to No, he said that what is beautiful is true, and what is true is beautiful. That was the philosophy of Keats, and he believed that. And definitely, we can also relate ourselves with it. That what is beautiful, we consider it as true. This is the truth. This is the original thing. And what is truth? It appears to be beautiful. All right. Okay, here we have the text of the poem. I will explain it. Just listen carefully. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time. So here, thou is a word of Old English, and it means you. Still unravished bride. So he has used personification here, that he has used the word bride for the vase. According to him, bride, this vase is like a bride who is quiet for a long time, and it is untouched, not like no one has touched this bride, no one has touched this vase. So he has used personification for the vase. Thou foster child of silence and slow time. Foster child means the child who is not a biological child, rather the one who adopts the child. He says that you are the adopted child of silence and slow time, like slow time of history. So there's again personification. Sylvan historian. Sylvan means someone who writes the stories of the woods. The stories happened in the jungle. So Sylvan, you are the Sylvan historian who can't thus express. You cannot tell a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. That our tale is more sweet than your tale. Alright? What leaf-fringed legend haunts about thy shape? Legend means tales, stories. So old tale basically. And leaf-fringed means tale related to the jungle. So there are tales related to the woods that are, haunted, means they are carved about your shape of deities and mortals, and these stories are of gods and the humans, or of both. In Tempe or the Dales of Arcady, they are the regions in the Greece. What men or gods are these? What maidens loth? Maidens mean young women, unmarried, loth. Why are these women hating? What mad pursuit? Mad means some spirit, what pursues. The spirits like ghosts are pursuing the women, and the women do not like. As a result, they escape, they struggle to escape. So what struggle to escape? This is what poet is asking. What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? Pipes means flutes, timbrels is again an instrument. So what wild ecstasy? So what is this madness, or what is happening? Who are they? What men and gods are they? And what maidens, like who the young women are, like why they are hating it, and why they are struggling to escape. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, yes, soft pipes play on. Heard melodies means the melodies that we hear, they are sweet, but those which we cannot hear, they are more sweet. It means that the melodies that are carved on the vase, they are more sweeter. So you should play these pipes. Not to the sensual ear, but more endeared pipes to the spirit deities of no tone. So these are not, endeared. They are not liked by the sensual ear, but to the spirit deities, like. Okay, so fair youth beneath the trees, thou canst not leave. Thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. He says, fair youth, there was a young man sitting beneath the trees. So poet is addressing that person and saying that you cannot leave, because this vase is going to remain forever, because by being carved on the vase, that person has become immortal. Because as long as this vase is here in this world, that that youth, that person will still stay alive. So your song will also stay alive, and the leaves of these trees, they will also not shed, because they had been saved in the vase. Bold lover, never canst thou kiss. So if you want to kiss your lover, you cannot, because you have been made static because of this vase, because of the painting. Thou winning near the goal, yet do not grieve. And he is just giving him hope that do not grieve, because you are near to achieve your goal. She cannot fade, though thou hast thy bliss, because she cannot bliss and maybe you also cannot have a bliss of kissing her. Forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. So your love will remain forever because you had been saved in the vase, and she will remain fair and beautiful. Ah, happy, happy boughs that cannot shed your leaves, nor ever bid the spring adieu. Adieu means goodbye. Happy, happy boughs means boughs are the branches of the trees, like they are happy, they cannot shed. Their leaves can't be shed. Why? Because they cannot say goodbye to the spring. And happy melodies unvaried, like the melodies, there is some person who is playing a pipe, who is playing a flute, who is addressing that person. Forever piping songs, forever new. Your piping songs will always be new. Why? Because this vase and everything in it has become immortal. It is not going to die. More happy love, more happy love. This is what he is asking a question. Is this love happy? Like being immortal, is it happy? Asking a question. Forever warm and still to be enjoyed. So I think it is a happy love. Why? Because it will stay warm forever and it will be enjoyed. Forever panting and forever young and forever all breathing human passion far above. So this is something which is above all human passions, because forever it will stay young and forever it will have excitement that leaves a high heart, high sorrowful and cloyed. High sorrowful and cloyed mean exhausted, a burning forehead and a parching tongue. So if this is something far above the human passion, so at times because of the excitement of this love, your heart sometimes becomes sorrowful, your head feels burning, and your tongue becomes parching, because of thirst. Who are these coming to the sacrifice? Now poet is going to describe that sacrifice scene where people are going and moving towards a place where they will sacrifice the cow, and to what green altar? Altar is a place where the sacrifice actually happens. O mysterious priest, leadst thou that heifer lowing at the skies? Heifer means a child of a cow. So those who are taking this heifer to the lowing at the skies, like at the place where the heifer is going to be sacrificed, and all her silken flanks with garland dressed. What little town by river or seashore or mountain built with faithful citadel is I'm tired of this folk, this pious mourn. Then he talks about a beautiful scene, natural scene in which there are mountains, there are rivers, there is seashore, but he also laments, and poet is also sad at the thought that this is empty and the people are not there. Where are they? I think that they have moved to the sacrifice. And little town, thy streets forevermore will silent be, and not a soul to tell why thou art desolate, can ever return. So these streets, the rivers, the mountains, everything is silent. People are not there, and it is like, and it is the poet is asking the question why they are desolate. Desolate means empty, and why people are not returning. So he's addressing those people who had went to the sacrifice or the place altar where they are going to perform the sacrifice. That the things it has been untied. O Attic shape, fair youth with braid, of marble men and maidens overrode with forest branches and the trodden weed. Attic shape means strange shape, fair attitude with braid. Fair attitude is talking about the people there, and of marble men and maidens overwrought. Marble men, strong men, and maidens like highly beautiful. Forest branches, and there are trodden weeds. Thou silent form, dost tease us out of thought, as doth eternity cold pastoral. So he says, at one place in the village, the people are moving toward the altar. At one place there is desolation, there are empty places, empty rivers, mountains, even the streets. And at another place people are, there are beautiful men, strong men, and the beautiful women are there. So there are different village scenes as are presented and depicted on the vase. When old age shall this generation waste, thou shalt remain in midst of other woe. Here we also find the theme of immortality, that when old age shall this generation waste, like when they will become old, they will not become as old as we. Why? Because they will remain there forever, because they had been carved in the past and they have become immortal. Okay, so you shall remain in midst of other woe, then ours affront to men to whom thou sayest, beauty is truth, truth beauty, that is all you know on earth, and all you need to know. So this is what is the beauty of the Greece, and this is what is truth, because people used to live such kind of life in Greece. This is what is depicted on the walls, and truth is beauty. And I have told you the truth in a very beautiful way. So this is the gist of the whole poem, and this is what the kids want to tell us. All right. So practical analysis of the poem. Although since I have explained the poem, I am going to just read the slides there so that you can have an idea. Okay. In the first stanza, the speaker stands before an ancient Grecian urn and addresses it. He is preoccupied with its depiction of pictures frozen in time. It is the still unravished bride of quietness, the foster child of silence and slow time. He also describes the urn as a historian that can tell a story. He wonders about the figures on the side of the urn and asks what legend they depict and from where they come. He looks at a picture that seems to depict a group of men pursuing a group of women and wonders what their story could be. What mad pursuits, what struggle to escape, what pipes and timbrels, what wild ecstasy. In the second stanza, the speaker looks at another picture on the urn, this time of a young man playing a pipe, lying with his lover beneath a glade of trees. The speaker says that the piper's unheard melodies are sweeter than mortal melodies because they are unaffected by time. He tells the youth that though he can never kiss his lover because he is frozen in time, he should not grieve because her beauty will never fade. In the third stanza, he looks at the trees surrounding the lovers and feels happy that they will never shed their leaves. He is happy for the piper because his songs will be forever new, and happy that the love of the boy and the girl will last forever, unlike mortal love which lapses into bathing human passion and eventually vanishes, leaving behind only a burning forehead and a parching tongue. In the fourth stanza, the speaker examines another picture on the urn, this one of a group of villagers leading a heifer to be sacrificed. Heifer means a child of a cow. In the first final stanza, the speaker again addresses the urn itself, saying that it, like eternity, doth tease us out of thought. He thinks that when his generation is long dead, the urn will remain telling future generations its enigmatic lesson, large lesson. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty. The speaker says that this is the only thing the urn knows and the only thing it needs to know. Yes, there are themes in the poem. There's a theme of love because he has shown the lover sitting beneath the trees and he's playing a pipe. More happy love, more happy, happy love. The speaker is chanting this way because he is caught up in the joy of the urn people's love, or he is mocking the oversimplicity of their situation. So there is a theme of love in this poem. There's theme of innocence, how the urn represents an innocent world, unaffected by the suffering and hardship that come with change. The trees never have to deal with losing their leaves. The violent sacrifice of a cow hasn't been committed yet. And even the urn itself is unravished or pure. By the end of the poem, however, the speaker begins to wonder if what he took for innocence might actually be a form of cold distance and alienation. He talks about the innocent world, like this world is unaffected by the sufferings and the hardship. Whatever is happening in the poem, it happens right away. Like, or there are certain things which may not be fulfilled. The actions may not be performed. Like although they are taking the cow to the sacrifice or to the altar, but they had not committed, sacrificing the cow. There is theme of art, beauty, and truth. art in a sense that it is a part of art. Vase is a product of art, and even the picture engraved on that product, on that vase, is a manifestation of art. And how beautiful the scenes have been depicted, and the way the truth has been spoken to, for the future generations are there. The poem's famous ending is vital to understanding the speaker's position on art, beauty, and truth, and contextualizes the lines that have come before. The speaker's concluding sentiment, beauty is truth, truth, beauty, demonstrates that in the context of this poem, beauty and truth are one and the same. Art's role is to create this beauty and truth, but the speaker does not present beauty and truth as clearly definable aspects of human existence. Okay, so I would like to conclude this lecture by saying that the central theme of Ode on Negation Urn is the complex nature of art. The dramatic situation, the narrator's puzzling one-way exchange with the urn as he views the scenes painting upon it is intended to provoke in the reader an awareness of the paradoxes inherent in all art, but especially with visual art. The way this picture has been depicted, it is, it is a mastery of that artist. Another mastery has been performed by Keats, the way he has explained and elaborated, and he has basically extracted out the meanings out of that painting, or that you can say the engraved depiction of the village life of Greece. And this is one he had actually, this is how he has explained the visual art also.